Yo, what's good, boys? Today did not take any trade. No losses, no wins. So, you know, managed my capital well. So yeah. So going into the day, we had absolutely no news. We had medium impact, and so pretty much I was just gonna wait until tomorrow because we have high impact. And these past few weeks we've had very low volatility because of the elections coming up soon. So I'm just trying to stay away from these medium impact days. If there is like the slightest bit of confusion in where price is going. And today, like, I was bullish until we just started disrespecting all these bullish SMTs that were forming. But yeah, there was no real manipulation that was set up today. There was no obvious manipulation, and when I don't know the manipulation, I'm not gonna fucking trade. I'm not gonna take that risk, and risk my capital. Okay, so yeah, going into today, marking out the 6 p.m. New day open, which is right here. And as you can see, Asia did its thing like it always does. It accumulates, right? So we accumulated buy side and sell side. And when London opens right here, 3 a.m., we sweep buy side. But it will be valid if we formed SMT at these highs, but we didn't, right? We just swept these highs, and from there we continued lower. So I wasn't looking at this as a manipulation. I was expecting this to possibly be returned back up into this London high right here, okay? And obviously we were continuously, respecting this 15-minute SIBI as well as this one. And it was just pushing price, driving price lower and lower and lower, right? Until this point right here where it was 8:30, market opened, and we formed this bullish SMT, right? And from this, I was looking for longs, but on the 1 minute there was absolutely nothing. Okay, we just continued to push and push lower, right? Just continue to book lower. SMT at this low, and there was just no obvious setup, right? I'm not going to take this shitty inversion, okay? And even though there was equal highs and there was good targets, it just wasn't, price wasn't as volatile as I wanted it to. Nothing was super obvious to me, okay? So I decided to wait till 9:30. 9:30 came out, and we went through all this dog shit, okay? Now at this point, you can tell that we took out this low, okay? So we took out this low, so now at this point we didn't have SMT anymore, okay? And this is when I alerted to my Discord that, I might change my bias. But looking at the prior day low now, because, yeah, so we destroyed, or we disrespected the bullish SMT. So, I said the bullish SMT got destroyed, which leads me to believe that we are going even lower to the prior day low, okay? And then maybe higher prices from there if we form SMT, okay? So from there, my analysis was correct. We continued to push lower, took the prior day low, failed to form SMT, and as you can see from there, we just fucking dumped, okay? So absolutely no trades today taken just because of the uncertainty of where price is going. No manipulation, no nothing. And after seeing this at 9:30, it just I just don't like to see that shit, right? Even though we are accumulating buy side, right? We had all these smooth highs as well as this data high. We never even reached up into this data high at the end of the day, right? Price is just not the most efficient today, okay? And looking back, the only trade that was decent, and I was watching it play out, was this inversion right here, okay? And again, the only reason why I didn't take this inversion was because if you look at the 15-minute, right? You look at the 15-minute candles, look at how they're printing, right? Let me get rid of all this shit. So 10 o'clock, this is where I would have taken it within this candle, okay? Look at these past two candles, these 15-minute candles, okay? We're creating a really large range and closing within it, both 15-minute candles. And then we're starting off this one, we dump lower. We don't have the SMT anymore at the low. We don't have bullish SMT anymore. We just swept the prior day low. And so we still don't have any high time for manipulation that's super obvious to me. All right, and just look at how the 15-minute candles are printing out. So at this point, I'm just not wanting to trade. Not willing to risk it. So lock myself out of the account. And, we ended up prior day low right here. And then we formed SMT. We formed external SMT on the low time frame at these lows, okay? So this was a valid trade. It's just, I wasn't worth, I just don't think it was worth taking the risk, to be honest. Set my stop loss right here, about the halfway point of this order block, which is the mean threshold, put it under that. Targeting these smooth highs, a solid 2.04R, okay? And that would have been the day for me, but I did not decide to trade, and I'm 100% fine with that, okay? And again, this is a mistake that I've been making for the past month or so. And going through all my data and realizing that, like pretty much every single losing day that I have, it's because of I get chopped out, right? And a lot of time, you know, on high impact news days, the most probable days for me to actually take a trade, my bias is fucking spot on and my trade is spot on. But the days that I lose, it's because of choppiness and it's because of no news days. So that's exactly why I'm cutting this shit out. Not really trading, not really focusing much on low or like medium impact news days. And if I do, typically I won't trade past maybe the first hour of market open. And as you can see right here, this trade was at 10:26, so it was already past the 950 to 1010 macro. So just not deciding to trade this was my best option. That's exactly what I did. So yeah, as you can see, we just continue to push lower and completely disregard all this bullish SMT that we were stacking throughout the entire week. Okay, we formed this extremely large bearish SMT yesterday in the PM session. Right here, we took out this high, formed SMT at it, and then new day opened right here, and that's when we just fucking dumped all day long, right? We dropped, what, 2.2% today. Not terrible, but yeah, we just completely disregarded all this bullish SMT right here. And once we started, you know, breaking past this prior day low and these lows, you know, it's pretty obvious that we're going to continue lower to this prior week low. Because obviously, you know, with volatility like this, with how price is rejecting off of, you know, these SIBIs, these 15-minute SIBIs, it's obvious that we're targeting fucking something, and it's trying to get there quick. So target the prior week low, and then what was it? Yeah, the PM session started, and for y'all that don't know, PM session typically it will either reverse or it will retrace back into the AM session equilibrium, right? The dealing range of the AM session. So I would consider this, or it's all perspective, but I mean, you can consider this high right here, which is the beginning of the New York AM session, or pretty much the high of the day. And as you can see, we pretty much retraced up into it, but you drag it down here more. 8:15, the market open. It perfectly retraced all the way back up to the equilibrium and back into, you know, these imbalances right here to rebalance them, right? And I mean, other than that, not a super eventful day. Let me see if I can pull up my notion real quick. Show off some of the notes. Yeah, this 1 minute BPR here was very clean. If you don't know what a BPR is, it's pretty much two fair value gaps that align a bullish and a bearish fair value gap. So this trade was pretty valid. But you know, I don't take BPRs, but that would have been a BPR, priority of low swept, as well as low time from SMT and smooth highs above. That's very clean trade in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, other than that, like, not too much. We had a 15-minute SIBI right here. That marked out early on the chart. 15-minute SIBI. Price tapped into it. And what do we see from 15-minute PD rays? We see a 1-minute market maker model. Okay, so 15-minute SIBI. So we expect a 1-minute market maker sell model. Okay, and this is one that I took in class. We had 3 drive. Again, this is not my model, so I really didn't tape read this. It's just something that I saw, and I noted it. But yeah, I don't even tape read something. I don't even like consider myself in the trade if there's no SMT, because that's not my model. Okay, so there's no SMT at the highs. 15-minute SIBI was just retraced into 3 drives and a very obvious 1-minute BISI, right? And so as you can see, price cleanly inversed below it, and I enter in the trade, and we dump lower to the take profit. Okay, stop loss to break even at about halfway, which is this low, the low of day. Okay. And yeah, looking at the 5-minute, again, just really emphasizing that there was no manipulation today. Okay, and that's the main reason why. That reason and just fucking shit price action. Those are the main reasons why I just didn't trade today. But yeah, we formed these smooth data highs, very clean data highs, and we just never ran them. Price got very close to running them once again, and we just completely sold off. Okay, leaving this as a breakaway gap, right? And a breakaway gap, again, is very perspective, and the way that you look at price can like really differ what you think a breakaway gap is. But for me, pretty much when I see a breakaway gap, it's something that's, let me show y'all boys. So like when there's a high time frame PD array, high time frame like point of interest or high time frame PD array that has been engaged, you know, you want to see a breakout, right? You want to see a large move, a large candle, you know, that pumps or dumps away from that area in price. Right, so for example, okay, so yeah, so we sweep all these smooth highs, and you know, we inverse it for value gap and we continue dumping, right? I would consider this a breakaway gap, okay, because it's a very obvious gap, and by this point where we're all the way down here, we retrace into this fair value gap, this first one, and we continue lower. I don't expect price to return up into this breakaway gap, and if it does, either my bias is incorrect or price is just shit, okay? And as you can see, we completely just left this area open, and we just continued upping. So, hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you want to join, down in the description, I got the Creed Discord. I have free Notion templates that I've included down there, talking about different ICT strategies as well as psychology tips. And yeah, we'll be happy to have you all down there. So, join up. Peace out.